So this is exactly how to be a full-time creator so that you can live that life of freedom. Now, ever since I've made the transition to becoming a full-time creator on YouTube, everything changed. I've been able to live my dream life, have the freedom that I want to have, go to the places I want to go, and just live a good life, and it's amazing. And that is the level of freedom that a personal brand allows you to live. And now, being a full-time creator can be very hard, but if you follow the right steps, like I'm gonna share with you in this video, then it's actually much more predictable. It doesn't have to be as hard as you think if you have the right systems. Now take out a notebook just like this, take some notes, and let's get into part number 1. Build an audience. Now, to become a full-time creator, you need a full-time income. Whenever you find what point of value you can provide to people, you need to then productize it or create a service out of it. And once you've done that, once you have your product or service and you know what you're selling, the hardest part comes, actually finding people to sell it to. In order to make any business work, it doesn't matter if you have the best product on earth. If the marketing is weak, the product will not sell. You need traffic to run to your landing page. You need traffic to run to your checkout page so that people can actually enter your ecosystem. And without that, it's always going to feel so hard to create predictable, sustainable revenue. So that brings me to step number 1, which is building an audience, which is arguably one of the most important things if you want to become a full-time creator. And the way we do that is knowing exactly who your audience is in the first place. The more specific your audience, the easier it is to create content that resonates with them. And the best way by far to know your ICP and know your audience is to speak with them. So for example, you can have a free lead magnet, you can have a free community. Get as many people in as possible, talk about it in every video, and after that you will have people who like your videos join the community, and then you can get on calls with them, have conversations, understand what are their pain points, what are their desires, what do they like, what do they dislike. This is step 1. You could do this today, you could do this tomorrow. You don't need a massive audience. And number 2 is you could create a paid product or service or community, and anybody who joins, anybody who gives you money, you get on a call with them, you talk to them, you have a conversation, and you get to know more about them. This is going to be harder than the first method, which is a free community, but it's also going to be better because you're not just talking with anybody who watches your videos. You are talking with people who watch your videos and also buy from you. And that's a very big difference because, as you know, in the personal branding space, there are so many influencers who have hundreds of thousands of followers, but they make no sustainable income. So once you take notes, once you understand, once you have many conversations with your ICP, everything gets easier. I've noticed this when I had so many onboarding calls with the community, so many one-on-one coaching calls with my exact ICP. I started to learn about their pains, their desires, and where they wanted to go. And ever since then, the content, the videos, the messaging, the copy has been tailored to fit those people, to appeal to that audience. And even subconsciously in these videos, the way I talk, what I say, the ideas I formulate, all of these, they are targeted to that ICP. As soon as you understand your ICP to such a deep level, then you are just going to find yourself speaking more naturally in a way that appeals to that people. And then after that, you want to provide value consistently to get to a point where people want to pay for your time or pay for your product or service. They're going to need to trust you. They're going to need to have received already a lot of value from you, from your videos, from your teachings. So with your personal brand, the whole point is to provide as much value as possible. You can't just come into this game wanting to make money. You need to come into the personal branding space with the clear intention, the pure intention of wanting to help people. The same transformation that you made, the same problem that you solved for yourself, that is something that you want to help people out with because you know how good it feels to solve that problem for yourself. And this is where the foundation of building a proper and scalable and profitable personal brand comes in. And the second thing over here is you want to build trust, not just followers. As I said, you could have hundreds of thousands of followers, but if you have no clear system to actually convert them into a buying audience and also build that trust with them so that they have enough trust with you to be able to provide that value. If that's not the case, you could have hundreds of thousands of followers, you could have a lot of views, a lot of reach, but you can't make this into a full-time thing if there's no full-time income. So you want to build trust. And how do you build trust? You build trust by being authentic. What does that even mean? Being authentic just comes down to talking about what you like, mentioning things that you do. And I made a video specifically about how to build a cult-like audience on this channel. And that video goes into the specifics of exactly what to say in your videos, how to frame your videos, and exactly what to do to build a lot of trust with your audience. But the gist of that, building trust at scale, comes back to this. You need to use you for you. What I mean by this is that just by being yourself, you are instantly unique to everybody else. The only way you're going to stand out in a competition of noise is just by being unique, by being different. Because if you try to be like everybody else, if you try to be like the top creators out there, you're always just gonna blend into the noise. So being yourself is the way to stand out. Like what you like, talk about what you like, express your thoughts in a way that is natural to you. For example, this is a test for yourself. If the way you talk in your videos and the way you talk with your friends is different, then you're putting on an image. At a certain point of the YouTube channel, I realized, my friend told me that I was talking way differently on camera than I actually spoke in real life. And that was an indicator of like, I'm trying to put on this persona, I'm trying to put on this mask, this image. And yes, that is one way to make videos, but if you really want to develop this amazing trust with your audience, it comes down to just talking the way you talk in real life. That just makes it easier for you, number one, to speak, because it just feels more purposeful and more fulfilling. If you're always trying to put on this mask and show for the way you talk, the way you think, then it's just going to be draining at the end of the day. The best and most fulfilling way to make videos is to do them in a way that's authentic to yourself. And now the last point before moving on to part number 2, which is actually so important for building not just trust, not just views, not just income, but just getting people to return to your videos again and again. It's not enough to have one viral video and then the rest of your videos don't get views and they're different. I see way too many personal brands on Instagram, on YouTube, that just don't have a clear, predictable, consistent format. Every video they post is different. They post one top tips video, they post one talking head, they post, one value-based video and then one entertainment video. And by doing that, what you're doing is you're attracting too many different audiences. The people who like your top tips video, they come to your channel expecting more of the same thing, but everything is just different. And the people who like the talking heads, they come to your channel expecting more talking heads, but all they find is random things, random videos. Now keep in mind, this might work on Instagram for a number of reasons due to like algorithm, just the way people are. It's more personal. But on YouTube, this definitely doesn't work. And it's a really good way to destroy your channel momentum. I've seen people on YouTube, big personal brands who racked in hundreds of thousands of views. They just change up their format and instantly they see less results. Their next videos start flopping, performing worse, and before they know it, they've kind of ruined their channel momentum. And that's the last thing you want to do. So you need to create a consistent format, meaning that your packaging, the thumbnail, the title, the themes you talk about in your video, the way it's edited, the background, if it's a talking head, the format, all of that has to be consistent every single video. So you need a consistent format and an inconsistent content. What this means is your format stays the same, but the video, the actual thing that you're talking about, changes from video to video. Within the same umbrella and bucket, the same niche, you can talk about different things, and you should. Personal branding is all about having one message, portrayed to one clear avatar, and this same message, you just say it in different ways in every video. By keeping all this constant, as soon as somebody finds one of your videos and likes them, they're going to click on your channel and they're going to find that all of your videos are like that. So they're going to like more videos and they're going to watch all of your videos. And to the algorithm, this is one of the best signs there is that your channel, your content is actually valuable. And because of that, having one high performing video is going to boost the rest of your channel and give you that momentum. Now, part number 2, turn attention into income. You are going to need to build trust and keep filling a bucket of water. Just picture that. In the bucket, there's water, and that water is trust. The more videos you make, the more information you give, the more lessons you teach, the more value you provide with your content, the more you are filling the bucket with water. And you get to a certain point where the bucket is filled to the brim, and if you put any more, then it's just going to overflow the bucket. And that is when you can sell. Because every time you sell, you are removing water from the bucket. Because if you keep selling and talking and pitching your product, then you'll get to a point where the bucket is empty. So you need to over-deliver with information, with lessons, and like people watching your videos, they have to be really like changed after watching the video. Whether that's a perspective shift, a mindset shift, new knowledge and information, or a new strategy that they can implement in their business or their life. And with the main channel, I never sold anything until 2 years after posting consistently every single week. I was building trust again and again and again, and I just kept on building trust until I got to a certain point where the bucket was full of water. And at that point, I could talk about a community that I had, a private paid community. And instantly, you get tons of signups because you've built all this trust with so many people for such a long time. By the time you ask them to join your community, to buy your program, or to hop on a call, they're already warm. They have already received so much value that they just want to reciprocate. And keep this in mind, at the start of your personal brand, at the start of your journey, you are gonna feel like it is unnatural to sell. Every time you talk about, oh, join my community, check out my program. Every time you say things like that, you're gonna feel like this repulsion. But that's normal, and it happens because you're not really confident of what you're selling. But when you spend so much time and so many trials and errors making a product or a service or a coaching or a mentorship or a program that is so good, then you will have confidence when you sell it. Every time you talk about it, your eyes will light up. You will feel this like energy. And that's what people understand, and that's what they sense. So you need to first build trust without expecting anything in return before you can monetize your personal brand and make it into a full-time thing. And another thing here is monetize with value. Talk to your audience in real time. The people who buy from you, who watch your videos, get on calls with them, understand them, take notes, have conversations with them. Once you understand that, you want to make every single video talk to that person. And you just want to keep providing value, keep making those videos. And that's how you build your audience. And once you've built enough trust and value, you need to solve one clear problem. Once you've created something that helps people solve that problem, then you're going to want to talk about it as much as possible. You see, 4 years ago, I had a problem. I was procrastinating, I was scrolling, I didn't have structure in my life, I had no discipline. I would procrastinate on my goals and it just felt so bad. And after years of trials and errors and trying so many things, I solved the problem for myself. And after doing that, I created an offer, I created a solution for the people watching my content. And because that just felt so authentic to myself, I was able to, in every video, get to the point where I just want to talk about my product, my community. And that is the position you want to be. And another thing is owning your audience. So it's not just enough to post on these content platforms and just grow. What you want to build on the side is an email list as well. As people are watching your videos, you need to build either a community, a free community, a Discord. And these are places where you own your audience, where you can reach out to them, where you can send emails. And ideally, you don't want to have all of your eggs on one basket. If your whole business relies on just one YouTube channel or one Instagram account, and then if something bad happens, if your account gets taken down, then you're just not in a good place. So first of all, you want to start with one platform because you can't, at the beginning, when you're not that good at content, when you don't know how to predictably grow your personal brand, you're just going to need to put all your focus on one thing. That's what I did with YouTube, and then I expanded to Instagram. And I started to do Substack, build an email list, and I started to spread everything out. So at the beginning, when you don't have much to show for, you want to focus on one thing. But after you build and build and build, eventually you want to scale different platforms, different audiences, and also you can even test different offers. But all that starts with one skill, the skill of building and growing your personal brand, which is exactly what I help with. So subscribe to this channel for weekly videos. Part number 3, play the long game. Now, what is so important to understand is that consistency beats intensity. The only reason I'm where I want to be is because I've just been posting content for the last 3 years. I've been an entrepreneur for the last 2 years. And just by mere consistency, just by putting in the work for long enough, you eventually get lucky. You see, luck finds those in motion. If you're starting this personal brand thing and in your mind, you're just like, if I don't see results in the first few months, I'm going to quit, then you're better off stopping right now. But if you know for a fact that you're going to be in the personal branding game for 10 years, for decades, that is when you win. When I started, I knew I was going to be doing this, not just for a year or 2 years, but for the next 5 to 10 years of my life. And that is the one mindset that changed everything. Because of that mindset shift, I've been able to stay consistent, to keep posting, keep learning, and just keep growing in all domains. And you don't know how many friends I've seen who have started posting content at the same time as me, and they've all quit. They've all just stopped. They couldn't stay consistent for more than a few months, for a year, for even 2 years. The reason why I've been able to become a full-time creator is just because of consistency. And on the journey, you are going to post so many videos. And the mistake that I made at the very start was I just focused on every video. Every single video I posted, I would post it and then refresh analytics. And as soon as it just didn't perform, I would feel so bad. But now you have to realize that, first of all, even on my main channel with 140k subs, you'll realize that not every video performs. In fact, like the videos that get really good views and perform really well, that's like 1 in 5 videos. So judge your progress, not over days, not over individual videos, but over months and years. One video's performance does not dictate anything. You need so many repetitions to keep testing and growing and just doing your thing. Because if you make this mistake and you just focus on every individual video, you are going to get discouraged very quickly. You're just going to start overthinking everything and getting in your own head. So detach from individual videos, track your progress over the next 20 videos. Track your progress over years and not weeks. And there are 2 last really important nuggets that I want to share with you. Number 1 is 1% improvements all the time. If you keep on improving one thing every single video, then after 100 videos, 200 videos, you're going to be so much better. So every single video, I would watch my videos again and ask myself, what can I improve? Is it the lighting? Is it the camera angle? Is it the editing, the tonality? Maybe it's the mic quality. There are so many elements that make a good video. And a personal brand, a successful personal brand, starts with creating one good video, one great video, and being able to do that every single week. Consistent quality is the name of the game. So over time, just build up the things that people care about. A good video has so many elements. The lighting, the microphone quality, the audio, the video quality, the color grading, the colors, the editing, the B-rolls, the title, the thumbnail, the packaging, the intro, the script, what you say, how you say it, the way you speak, the emotion, how you talk, the background music, the vibe, the aesthetic, the way you look. And the nice thing about YouTube, about personal branding, is you can take your time, isolate one thing at a time, improve it, and then you just have all of these things that you improved. And then you have a video that is amazing. And now this next mindset shift is going to change your perspective. You need to expect slow beginnings. A lot of people come into the personal branding game and they think things are going to go quick. They think that they're going to see results so fast. Most successful creators looked unsuccessful for so long before they won. For longer than people realize. You know, my main channel took about a full year to get to 1,000 subs. And then it took another year to get to 10K. And I've been posting on this Dan Scales Brands channel for 5 months now. Every single week, consistent uploads, and now we're at 500 subs. And that's what it takes, consistency over the long term, and that's why I'm able to stay consistent with everything that I do. Being one of those few, one of the top 1% that just never quit. You know, I just can't quit. I love this game. I'm so dedicated and so involved in the process of making videos. This is my life's purpose. This is my mission. This is my craft. And because of that, I just can't quit. I don't know how to quit. I've had so many low moments, I've had so many tough days, but I just don't know how to quit, and I never will, and that's why I'm here. And if you have that same mindset, then you're gonna go just as far. So the world belongs to he who can keep doing without seeing the results of his doing. I know this is the mindset that will get me to the top. And if you have the same mindset, then let's get there together. On that note, I hope you took some notes and learned something, and you're actually gonna implement everything you learned from this video with your personal brand today. Because remember that information without implementation is just productive procrastination. So subscribe for weekly videos on how you can grow your personal brand predictably. And once you've built that personal brand, you can achieve a life of freedom. Take care, and you got this.